Vlog number 34, your body speaks to you. Pay attention. Let's get into it. So on Tuesday, I had the endoscopy and the ultrasound, and they didn't do a full anesthesia. They did like something like a mild sedation where, the procedure is only about 30 minutes long. So they just want to sedate you enough for them to put the camera down your throat, to see what's going on, and then wake you up very soon after that. It's clearly an outpatient procedure, but there are some after effects, and I want to share with you what the after effects are. At first, I thought it was something separate because it just didn't make sense why that would happen. But after I got up and I left Tuesday, I came home and I was really, of course, groggy and out of it. So I was sleeping on and off throughout Tuesday. But Tuesday night, I was trying to go online to do my streaming. As you guys know, I'm a streamer, and I just could not, like, the idea of sitting in front of the screen, looking at the screen, I just was like, no. And then I also had I noticed I was sensitive to light, because whenever we had lights on in the house and I went into a room that was well lit, it was giving me headaches, and I had this really bad headache. So I went to bed pretty early on Tuesday night. I just couldn't, I couldn't deal. And I didn't know what that was about. But then Wednesday, it got worse. Now, mind you, I already have a throat issue. It's not like a sore throat. People were telling me after you have an endoscopy, you feel like you have a sore throat. No, it's more like you feel like you have a bubble stuck in your throat. Like you always want to burp, even though you're not burping, but you feel to burp. Like I feel to burp right now. Didn't burp. It just feels like that. It feels sore. So not like a sore throat, like you have a cold. It just feels sore, like you've been screaming a lot or something. It's not painful. It's just annoying, right? So that's definitely related to the endoscopy thing. But what I was not sure about was the headaches. It was the headaches and the light sensitivity. In fact, that's why I'm not really looking full on at the screen, because it still kind of hurts to look at the screen. So yesterday I did something that you guys are probably not going to tell me not to do, but I did it anyways, and I'm glad I did. I went to ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT, is headaches and light sensitivity common after getting an endoscopy? And of course, ChatGPT said no, but it can be attributed to the sedation. So apparently, before you have that procedure, you have to stop eating and drinking after midnight. And a couple hours before, you can't have any water whatsoever. They want your mouth to be dry, clearly, because you're putting a camera down your mouth. And I didn't think about that. And of course, after I left the surgery, I wasn't really drinking or eating anything because I was just kind of out of it. So I'm dehydrated. That's the thing. So I started immediately drinking water, and I noticed that it did help reduce a lot of that pain and that suffering. But they also said some after effects some people experience after sedation is that light sensitivity as well. So the more you know, right? But it made me realize that we really have to pay attention to our bodies, because our bodies are always speaking to us. I'm so glad I'm never that person that ignores my bodies. And you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm probably talking about you, honestly. If you're that person who goes to work no matter what, even though you have the sniffles, or you're achy and you're tired, or you're running like a little bit of a fever, I'm talking to you. Stop doing that. Stop doing that and give your body whatever your body needs. So Tuesday, I didn't stream. Wednesday, I hardly streamed. And today I am streaming, but I'm wearing my glasses with the blue lens, the blue light thing, whatever it is. And I'm doing little stints. Like usually I can stream 3-4 hours, no problem. But now I'm finding like an hour max is what I can do. And then I got to get up and walk around. And I've also lowered all the lights in my house. It's pretty dark in here, which my man loves. He's like a vampire. I'm drinking lots of water, lots of tea, eating lots of fruit, and just really trying to hydrate myself after all of that. I'm taking it really easy on myself. So my message today is please pay attention to your bodies. Your bodies are speaking to you. And I have to tell you, I did speak to my body. We have one of these, I'm a healer. So we have one of these techniques called body talk. And I did have a conversation with my body. And what my body told me before I even went on ChatGPT. First of all, it told me to go see ChatGPT. It did. It was like, I need you to go to ChatGPT and put in these symptoms that I'm showing you. But it also told me I'm just really tired and I want to rest more. Because while I'm resting, while you're asleep and the consciousness is asleep, I'm allowed to do what I need to do to heal myself. Of course, at this point, it's too far along for me to heal myself of cancer. There's certain things as a healer, I can tell you, sometimes it's too far along. The damage has already taken place. So even if the body gets enough rest and enough nutrition and enough all the good things, it's too far along. So that's why we have to have the tumor removed, right? But in resting, my body can take care of the other parts, the other systems and functions and, everything else that needs to be prepped and working well. So that's why I've been resting a lot. I've always listened to my body. I have to say, because I'm a healer and we work with energy. So I can tell when something's off for me. I can tell when I'm interacting with someone, the energy is off from them towards me. I can tell these things because I read energy for a living. Like, that's what I do. But I have to tell you, ever since this cancer diagnosis, I've been reading energy so much more, like instantly. The instant something goes, it feels off, I'm paying attention and I'm like tuning in. So if I have to find like a silver lining of this whole cancer diagnosis, is that it really has connected my mind, body, spirit even better. It was always good, but now it's like even like we're like interlocked and now we're just taking care of each other, And I hope that for you guys too. I'm excited because this is a Reiki weekend. I am a Reiki master teacher. I've been teaching and providing Reiki services since 2009. Reiki is a Japanese energy healing technique where we work with energy and we work in bringing energy into a person's body. And I'm so super excited because look at the timing of everything, right? Like, I am going through all of this, and tomorrow I have to teach 2 Reiki classes, Reiki 1, Reiki 2. And then on Saturday, I have to teach Reiki 3 and do a Reiki share. And I have multiple people signed up for each of those classes and that Reiki share. And I'm so blessed because in me giving a student an attunement to make them a Reiki healer, I'm also having that Reiki energy flow through me. In me participating in the Reiki share, I'm also getting that Reiki energy channel through me. So I always say, like, look at God, right? These things were set up before the whole cancer diagnosis came about. But it's beautiful how the miracle of life is just everything is working together. Also, I could not have planned this better. I know I said I had a big announcement to make. The big announcement is this. It is to the Meet Me group. I will not be in the running to be on the reality TV show. And I say that with a smile because I just like, look at God again. I blocked the weekend that we're supposed to go to Florida to film for the reality show in March. And it's like March 12th to the 15th. Well, look at that, right? Because my first surgery is on March 11th. So I don't have any classes planned that weekend. I don't have any clients planned that weekend because I had blocked it for the reality show. I don't have to do anything concerning my schedule. So the only thing I have to do is not make sure I am not one of the 4 that's picked to go, which I don't think that's going to be a problem. They have so many great contestants going up. I'm going to stream this weekend just to make my top badge goal, which is, I have to make 80K a week to stay a top badge. And that's like just my goal. And I'm not going to be running for the reality show. But in a way, I'm glad that the reality show came about because it allowed me to block that weekend. And now when I get that surgery, I could just be off of streams. I could be off of work and I could just relax and lay in bed and just really allow my body to heal. So everything works out, right? And trust me, one day your girl is going to be on TV. Trust and believe. One day it's going to happen. It's just not right now. Thank you again to everybody who's been reaching out, sending me, articles and videos and telling me about your own journey. I really appreciate it. I definitely have not felt so alone at all. And, I want to shout out in my family. I want to shout out specifically my dad, who has come through for me. Anything I need or want. Like when he heard about that Amazon wish list I was going to put up, he's like, nope, I got it. He took care of everything. So somebody asked me today, they're like, what's on your wish list? I was like, nothing. My dad took care of it. And I want to shout out my man, of course, because he has just been there with it. He already told his job, I'm not coming to work when my woman, has her surgery. That's not going to happen. And my kids who are taking off 2 weekends to come back from college to take care of me. I feel very blessed. Thank you, everyone.